Hello everybody, I am Kayleigh, I am 33, I have two beautiful children that like to keep me on my toes, an 8-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old son. I am a qualified nutrition consultant, I am training to be a personal trainer and I own a health and wellness business. So the main topic that I really want to talk about today is nutrition relating to running. So as a runner, you push your body to perform and therefore you may need that extra boost to satisfy the demands on the energy you are using. And it's not something we all really think about. So some of you might do, some of you might not. Some might think about it, some might, have take supplements for that extra energy boost. But when you run, you're not just using energy, you're also using up all those essential vitamins and minerals. You might feel like you get enough from your balanced diet, and that is absolutely fine. But many of you are not fully replacing what you lose. If this is the case for you, then supplements are something to really consider, especially if you are pushing yourself just that little bit harder. It's so important as a runner to have a balanced diet and for some to add supplements into your diet to aid that energy and nutrient demand. I will just add, if you're going to add the extra supplements to get those extra vitamins and minerals, it is imperative to also have a balanced diet. So what I want to talk about first is some of the vitamins that you need to make sure you are consuming enough of. Vitamin B12, you may have heard of this one before. This is for optimum immune system function, and it also contributes to tiredness and fatigue, and it keeps your blood cells healthy and your muscles strong. Iron is another one, and it's actually really important for its role in energy production and the transportation of oxygen. And not something everyone is actually aware of is that vitamin C actually aids the absorption of iron, so that's just another vitamin to bear in mind. Magnesium. So magnesium is for healthy bones and the nervous system, and it helps to regulate muscle function, which includes the heart, and it also reduces fatigue and tiredness. So cramping and spasms can actually be a sign of magnesium deficiency. So if you're getting quite a lot of cramping or quite a lot of spasms, then it's definitely something that you need to look at. Another one is zinc. Zinc is important in runners as it supports the immune system and it also supports the metabolism of micronutrients and vitamin A. So it is essential for growth, recovery and brain health. It is actually quite difficult to tell if you have a zinc deficiency. So I would just say to make sure that you are getting that zinc into your body either through food or through supplement. And another vitamin is vitamin D. Now, vitamin D contributes to bone health, which for runners is so crucial. Some of the symptoms of a deficiency of vitamin D are stiff joints, dull aches, and even low mood. So when we feel low in the winter and great in the summer, some of that is down to the good old vitamin D. Now I'm just going to move on and talk a little bit about protein and why it can be so beneficial for runners. So your body needs to build and maintain muscle mass, but you need to be consuming enough protein to match up to your running mileage. Protein can be used to help the recovery process after a workout. It is most beneficial up to an hour after your run because they are in the most absorptive phase. However, it's still going to be somewhat effective before or even for the rest of the day after. Protein absorbs into the muscle fibres, which helps growth and recovery. I think it's also important to be mindful when choosing your protein, to check the ingredients of what you are consuming, to also think about the amount of protein that is actually in there. Sometimes we think the more protein the better, but that's not the case, as our bodies can actually only utilise a certain amount of protein per sitting. The protein I personally use is a plant-based protein, so it's 100% vegan and cruelty-free. It's formulated without gluten, without dairy, it's non-GMO, and it is formulated without any artificial sweeteners or additives. So it's completely free of any toxins that can cause inflammation inside of our bodies that we are not aware of. So the protein I use, I actually have it here, is Feel Fit. I have vanilla, chocolate, and I have a chocolate mint as well. And it contains 20 grams of protein, which is easily digested and is also supplemented with 24 essential vitamins and minerals, including those I stated earlier. It makes me feel fuller for longer, and I know when I have this protein, I am getting a good intake of my essentials for muscle growth and recovery. So protein is very, very important. So if you're not making sure you're getting enough protein, it's definitely something that you need to think about. Okay, so something that's really important here as well is hydration. How many of you can say you are always fully hydrated, even on your rest days? I can't raise my hand here because I am a prime example of what I know I should be doing, but I don't always do. I can always tell if I haven't kept myself hydrated, whether that's through drinking enough or taking my hydration supplements. Hydration is so important for health and performance and can actually protect you from trauma too. When you are not replacing the fluid lost through running, you put pressure on your heart to work harder, and you can potentially go on to lose glycogen, which stores glucose. And what do we need for energy? Glucose. So when you get to this point, you can literally feel unable to continue. I think it's also important to point out here that being hydrated on run days is great, but please don't forget about your rest days, because hydration doesn't work instantly. You have to maintain your hydration before and also replace the fluid lost after and in between runs. I personally take a hydration supplement, again, as with the protein. It is formulated without artificial colours, flavours or sweeteners. Formulated without high fructose, corn syrup, dairy or soy. And it is an electrolyte powder blend, including sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium, and which I love. It also includes botanicals like cayenne, ginseng, turmeric, all to support circulation, joints and physical performance. So it's just this one here. So again, if you're going to take a hydration supplement, which I think is, absolutely brilliant to take, have a look, research ingredients, think about what you're taking first. This supplement has also got an informed sports certification, which assures athletes that the product has been regularly tested for substances considered not allowed and that has been manufactured to a high standard. So following on from the hydration, I just want to briefly touch on a couple of more supplements for your pre and post runs that I use personally and I find very beneficial. So you might ask, why would I need a pre-workout? So a pre-workout, the one I personally take, it has key amino acids, and key amino acids, they are found in some other pre-workout supplements, and the amino acids actually support nitric oxide production, which is what helps deliver oxygen to the muscles and maintains healthy blood flow for optimum performance. So to maintain endurance and energy, to support peak physical performance when running, I personally use Prepare and Endure, which is this one. So it contains carbohydrates, D-ribose and L-carnitine, which all support energy and help prevent that crash that happens when you don't have the fuel you need. It supports the oxygen delivery and healthy blood flow, as I just mentioned, which is key for optimum performance. It also contains the B12, as discussed earlier, and the other key ingredients, which I won't go into too much detail now, as I am trying to keep this quite brief, but please feel free to drop me a message if you have any questions or would like to know any more about any type of supplements, not just the ones I take, any at all. So I'm just going to finish on why it's important to think of recovery after your run. So how we recover is actually how we perform in the following days. And I think that's something that we really need to try and remember. We want to reduce inflammation from the run, which can come in the shape of muscle soreness, joint pain, and hard runs can actually lead to illness from pushing our bodies. And that is why we need to fuel our bodies for the recovery, ready for the next run. So again, I'm just going to show you the pre-workout I personally use, which is this one, and it is, oh sorry, I did say pre-workout, after workout, which is this one. And it has an ideal ratio of 2 to 1 to 1 of branched amino acids, which help to relieve muscle soreness, to support recovery, and carbohydrates, which help support energy recovery too. So I really hope that has been informative. I've tried to keep it quite short and sweet. If there's anything in there that you want to ask me any questions, or you take a supplement and you want me to have a look at it, you want me to have a look at any ingredients, it is really important you are taking the right supplements for what you're doing and what is right for your body and what your body can easily absorb. So I'm not going to go into too much detail and start going all scientific. So yeah, if you have any questions you want to send me privately, please feel free. I'm more than happy to help. So thank you all for listening, and I hope to speak to you all soon. Bye.